Welcome back to a brand new Middlesbrough podcast. 20 minutes reviewing all the tweets, the good and the bad, from the Borough faithful. How are you all doing? My name's Mark. I'm a neutral, but here to rule over these fantastic journalists that we have gathered together, Sarah and Craig, who are here to talk about Middlesbrough 1, Swansea 0. Hope you're all doing well. Thanks for joining us, you two. We're going to put some tweets on the screen, but before we get there, Carrick out. Fresh blood in. Sarah, I've got it. Last time we were chatting, of course, it was all rumours of whether Carrick was going to stay or not. What's your overriding emotions now coming into the new season of how it all panned out?
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't great. The summer was really tricky and it took too long to deal with that situation as well. So it took like a month, I think, after the season ended for that to be resolved. That wasn't ideal. We lost a lot of time there, and then another 3 or 4 weeks to get Edwards in. So that we've lost the summer, I would say, and we'll talk about that later, I'm sure, with the transfers. But ultimately, yeah, took too long. Disappointed that Carrick went and the reasons he went, but ultimately we move forward now, and we're kind of happy we have Edwards in, I think.
For now, yeah. So, Craig, I mean, it's too early to say whether it was the right decision, but based on what you've seen in pre-season and against Swansea, are we seeing a bit more resolute Borough side?
Yeah, I mean, Saturday kind of summed that up really, because if that was from Christmas to the end of the season, I think we would have lost that game. I think we just looked so solid at the back. Alfie Jones was immense. And yeah, I think we wouldn't have scored from a set piece at the end of last season, and we would have given them a lot of chances. Even though Swansea weren't great, they would have had chances. So yeah, I think there's some signs, there's some sprouts. I mean, pre-season, I don't think pre-season was great, to be honest. I think we did concede quite a few goals. Did we keep a clean sheet? I'm not sure, but yeah. Thanks. But yeah, pre-season is pre-season. It counts for nothing. So yeah, the sprouts there. Yeah.
Okay. So what we do on this channel then is we have a quick look through Twitter and get all the wacky views. And yeah, we review the game. Plus, also coming at this week, we'll talk about. You've already mentioned Alfie Jones. Just how well did he do on his debut? We'll get into the transfer window in future episodes, of course, as well. And we're also asking for your predictions. Where will the Borough finish this season? I tell you what, there isn't a single pundit I've seen so far that's putting Borough anywhere near the top 6. Is that how we like it? I've got Borough in my top 6, but I'll get this. There's a big book coming with that in a second. We need Morgan Whittaker to start firing for one of them. We'll come on to that a bit more in a minute. But stay tuned to the end of the video and we'll get Sarah and Craig's predictions. Right, let's have a look at some takes from the game. Then Will says, "Get in, lads. We won't be the attacking force we were under Carrick." Get your view on that in a minute, Sarah, please. But it's so refreshing to see us defend as a unit, and we look like a team that's been coached out of possession. The back three and Bryn were class. Did you get that impression, Sarah, that they look like a team that's been coached without the ball?
Yeah, I feel like Rob Edwards and Addy and Harry Watling, I feel like they've looked at the key things we got wrong last season and have focused on that first. So it was almost the opposite of a Carrick team, you could argue, with pretty much the same players. I mean, I guess we've had some loans leavers, but pretty much very solid in defence, which, Alfie Jones, and we can talk about Callum Brittain as well. But yeah, offensively, we struggled, no doubt about it. We need to work on that, of course, but I think he's looked at our weak points first and focused on them, which we needed to do. Out of possession, spot on, because that's where we were really poor last season. The football wasn't as nice, and of course, it's the first game, so we've got to be careful with running to too many conclusions. Carrick's teams were good to watch in the main, we a lot of possession. But yeah, very different style of football, but maybe a little bit more effective.
Yeah. I'm going to ask sort of the first most important question. Are you both going to stay for the Rob Edwards walk around the pitch and clap each game?
Well, yeah, I mean, I did on Saturday because it was just fascinating to watch because we haven't had that under Carrick. I mean, Carrick is the absolute polar opposite to Edwards, so it's taken a lot of getting used to for me personally. Having a manager like him who very much likes it. So yeah, very different. Very different.
Okay, it's all the rival fans take the mick out of it, of course,
Yeah.
as well. But he's a very passionate guy, and can't fault him. Don't fault him for that. Craig, you touched on this point earlier, but Tom says under Carrick, we'd have somehow found an interesting way of either drawing or losing that game. We look solid and very comfortable after the goal. Still plenty to work on, but it's a positive start, and hopefully a few more decent signings, and we are on our way. Yeah, in terms of the style of football, is it going to be as enjoyable to watch?
Well, I mean, Saturday wasn't, but then again, we won. So if you look at the end of last season, well, from Christmas onwards, he was trying to play attractive football, and we lost a lot. So we can't have it both ways at the minute. It's gonna take a bit of time for him to build. Like Sarah said, he's kind of started at the back, it looks like he's made us solid, and then we can go from there. And he has said in, I think, his interview last week, his press conference, that there's still going to be signings and a bit of movement in the transfer window. So the team still isn't finished, the squad isn't finished. There's still a few weeks of the window to go. So I think you're looking at like October, when you see like the team's a bit more settled, when the transfers are all done and you've had a good few weeks with your squad. So yeah.
Okay. Before we talk about new players, let's talk about old ones first, shall we? Sarah, yeah, this is a nice, interesting bit of symmetry. 10 years ago to the date, Del Fro makes his senior debut. 10 years later, there he is, captaining, of course, the side, and scores the winner. Yeah, I mean, we'll get into House on another episode, but yeah, wow.
Yeah, third goal as well. 2 goals in pre-season as well. Bearing in mind, this is a defender that never scores, so it tells you what they've been working on in training as well. Because our set piece work in pre-season as well as now has been quite something. Bearing in mind, we very rarely score from set pieces under Carrick. It's not a dig at Carrick, by the way. We just weren't very good at it. But Whittaker has been extraordinary in the corners. And yeah, Dale Fry, 10 years under the radar for me, a little bit that. Yeah. That's a big deal. He's a local lad, 250 odd appearances, or however many it is. Yeah, he's a loyal guy, and yeah, I'm chuffed to bits for him. I think he's fantastic.
Absolutely. Let's jump on to the new players then. We'll go through all of them in a bit more detail in future episodes. We keep this short because we know there's lots of great long content Boro podcasts out there for you to listen to, but this is 20 minutes. You can download it on Tuesday morning at 7 a.m. On Spotify. Listen to us in the car, and then you can watch us if you want at 6 o'clock the same evening. Craig, let's start then with the most obvious one, because this guy was getting rave reviews from what I've seen on forums. Yeah, 6 clearances, 4 tackles, 71 passes. Yeah, talk to us about Alfie Jones. How impressive was he?
He was everything what I was talking about all last season. Like, he was just a defender who wanted to defend. There was balls that were coming down the line and a winger was closing him down. Last season, we would have tried to keep the ball in and play. He just knocked it out for a throw-in, and then we got our shape back and got organised. It was simple. He was aggressive. He defended. I just thought, oh God, I love him. Do you know, like, he's just a centre how you want, like an old-fashioned centre back. He just, if the ball came, he headed it, he kicked it. He wasn't looking to play like he did a few times, play like a nice diagonal pass out, or he played it out in midfield. But on the whole, if it needed to, it went. And then we kind of like got our shape back and got back in shape without possession. But I just thought he's immense. The amount of times last season we tried to do something with the ball when you could have just give a throw-in away or give a long clearance, and it just cost us. And he was just, I love him.
I think we have to caveat as well. We did play Swansea City on Saturday. No disrespect to them, but they didn't really lay a glove on us that much.
Yeah.
Millwall's going to be a much tougher prospect next week.
Yeah, I think Millwall certainly is. They've got some really got some massive centre backs they have as well to get through. Obviously, we've got to talk about little criticism which was coming through, and this was just maybe the more nicer side of one that I found. Spoony Tune says, amongst other things, the things we've already talked about, poor in the final third, no clear-cut chances created. Need to see more from Whittaker, obviously apart from his set pieces. 3 points and a clean sheet at the Boro Sarah, do you agree we need to see more? I mean, we don't want to keep going back to the story, but
I mean, he's had a good pre-season, to be honest. I've seen quite a few pre-season games. He's had a good pre-season, so I'm kind of still hoping for a lot from him. I do think the front three on Saturday really did struggle a little bit. So we do need to work on that. Morrison Hackney certainly looked good in the middle, but the front three, it wasn't cohesive. It wasn't. So yeah, there's a bit of work to do. I'm hopeful for Whittaker. Like I say, he's had a good pre-season, so he didn't play particularly well on Saturday, but then he also hit the bar. So I mean, you know, he I think he will score goals this season. I think he'll make it. I think he's going to make a difference.
Okay, Craig.
Yeah, I think he had a bit of a bad start, didn't he? And obviously it was a lot of money what we paid for him in January. He didn't have a good kind of end of season with us, so I don't think he's got a lot of credit in the bank, to be honest, to have not a great start, if that makes sense. And yeah, Saturday I kind of agree with Sarah. Like he had that shot from 20 yards that hit the bar, his corner, but I'm not I don't want to be overcritical, but a professional Sol Bryn should be able to whip an awesome corner in. They're professional footballers, do you know what I mean? So although his set piece was good and it led to the goal, any of them should be able to do that. And yeah, he does need to start it and he does need to fire. I think playing more inside rather than out on the right, it will help him because he'll be more involved. He was playing out like Dork's role. Like,
do you think that when Brittain gets into full speed, that will give a lot of space for Whittaker to play? Because I think that's the thing I see is Brittain working that Dork role better. So Whittaker, or as when he's fit, has got more space inside to do a little bit more or be a bit more clever.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
Okay. Right, we will watch this space on all of that. Thank you very much, both of you. We will obviously get into the transfer market, as I say, in future episodes. There's still 2 weeks ago, so I can't ask you to grade it just yet, but we are going to ask you to make some predictions of where Boro are going to finish after one game, which we'll play back to you in May to see how far off you were. To help you out that, we're going to play a little game of higher or lower. You're both, I think, of an age where you might remember it from, I think, just, I said think. I'm certain on you, Craig. I'm just not so certain that...
Yeah.
Okay. Higher or lower? So basically, I'll give you a name of a team. You tell me if you think Boro will finish higher or lower than the team you're given. Okay, here we go. Let's start with Bristol City, Sarah. Do you think Boro finish higher or lower?
Oh, that's a tough one. I'm gonna go higher.
Okay. Craig, what about Norwich?
Higher.
Okay. Sarah, Coventry?
Ooh, lower.
Okay. Sheffield United, Craig?
Lower.
Birmingham, Sarah?
Higher.
Okay, right. Wrexham, Craig?
Higher.
Higher than Wrexham, okay. Leicester, Sarah?
Oh, it depends if they keep hold of some of their players. Lower.
West Brom, Craig?
Higher.
Okay. We'll go Ipswich, Sarah?
Lower.
And Southampton, Craig?
Lower.
Okay, right. We've got a bit of a mix going on there. We'll play this back to you in May and see how wrong or right we were. Right. Single number then from you. We're banning you from saying 12th. That's not allowed. That's Fence City. And no brackets here. Single number, Craig. You would say Boro are going to finish
9. Current squad 9. Can I give a second answer though? A couple of transfers and we'll be top 6, I think. But current 9, 8,
okay.
8.5.
Okay, Sarah.
I'm going that we're going to sort the transfers out, and I'm going 6.
Okay, right, yeah. So I had you 6 on the provision that everyone stays fit. Of your first team 11, and Whittaker gets on fire with how he was playing when he was at Plymouth. Brill. Right. Can you go any higher than 6 though, or maybe you're a bit more pessimistic? I've seen some people putting Boro as low as 12th, and 13th, which is madness. Right. Thank you very much, you two. Thank you very much, of course, for joining us as well. Do drop us a quick subscribe and do comment below where you think Borough are going to finish. Also, we're looking at the kits next week, so join us for that. We're looking at the away kit, which has divided some opinion on social media. Some people, it's a bit of a lazy attempt, but we'll get these guys' views on that next week, and please comment below what you think, and we'll read some of those out. Thank you very much for joining us. I'm delighted to have you along with this journey with us. We'll see you in 7 days' time. Enjoy the cup.